What's going on, everybody? This is Temperature Check. I am your host, as always, man. Mr. Check the Temperature. How y'all doing? Before I get started with today's content, I must do what I always do anytime you see me on your screen, and that's thank you guys for the likes, comments, shares, most importantly, those subscriptions. So whether you be a day one fan or somebody who just started rocking with me today, man, I greatly appreciate it. And if you're loving what I got going on my YouTube, you want to see more of me, it's quite simple. Hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on Twitter. Mr. Check the Temperature on both of them platforms. But before we get started, man, I got to thank y'all, man. We over 700 subscribers to the channel. We are walking down 1,000 subscribers fast. So make sure you sharing the broadcast. Make sure you liking the videos. Make sure you leaving a comment. I comment back. You see me going back and forth with everybody on my page. But definitely continue to support, and I thank y'all immensely, man. This has been a phenomenal journey, and y'all walking it with me, which makes it even better. But we also got to talk about this temperature checker pearl. Y'all got to get y'all pre-orders in. I'm telling you, man, people are ordering multiple hats, like two hats of the same color, same style, two hats, multiple hoodies already gone. I don't want you guys to miss out. So hit me up in the comment section. Hit me up on my social media. Let's get you right, man. The temperature check hats running $25. The hoodie small to XL are running $45. Double X and above running $50. $9 and $10 for the shipping. This is the way it's gonna go. But I appreciate y'all support, and we're gonna keep building. We're gonna keep elevating. But let's have some fun today. So my question is, what happens when the immovable force meets the immovable object in the NFL division round of the playoffs? Well, we about to find out in less than 24 hours because we have a mega fight coming up. Or is it a mega fight? We have the New Orleans Saints led by one Drew Brees versus Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But is this the mega fight that it has been drawn up to be? I mean, both of these quarterbacks, and it's all about the quarterbacks this game. That's what it really comes down to. We know the weapons, but it's all about the quarterback. But when we think about this year and how this rivalry has played out, yes, it dates back a very long time. I mean, Tom Brady and Drew Brees have been going back and forth since their collegiate days. We're talking Michigan Wolverines for Tom Brady and the Purdue Boilermakers for Drew Brees. So, again, they are very familiar with each other. But when it comes to the NFL, and specifically since Tom Brady has joined the NFC South, he is 0-2 against Drew Brees. He is 0-2 against Drew Brees. But the team ain't the same no more. These teams aren't the same anymore. You know, when you look at Tampa Bay and what they've acquired throughout the season, they were able to make some adjustments. You see that the offense has definitely become a Tom Brady-esque offense. Bruce Arians, you've had to take a backseat to your own team, sir, in order to win some football games. So you better be thanking Tom Brady, because if you don't win this game, sir, Brady don't know what it's like to lose in the divisional round. It don't happen too often. So who do you think is going to be the person that's going to have to leave Tampa Bay? Just saying. Something for you to think about, Bruce Arians. But then we talk about Drew Brees. Drew Brees, you've had a phenomenal career. You have beat the odds, sir. One of the most accurate quarterback in the NFL history. Under 6 foot, which is amazing to do it. How you throw these very accurate deep balls, having to throw the football while standing on your tippy toes, looking over these huge offensive and defensive linemen. But, sir, Father Time is undefeated, and he is definitely knocking at your door. You got tackled one time and broke every rib in your body except for one. But you have, you've recovered nicely. You look very strong. The New Orleans Saints looked very strong last week, but they was playing the Chicago Bears. No one really expect Mitch Trubisky to beat Drew Brees. But Tom Brady is different. Tom Brady, we know, is one of those ones. He's one of the GOATs when it comes to not just the quarterback position, but NFL history in its entirety. He is one of those ones. He knows how to win, and he knows how to win in the playoffs. And it's hard to beat a team 3 times. It is very hard to beat a team 3 times. But when you look at the New Orleans Saints, the offensive firepower, when you're looking at Alvin Kamara, who's a Swiss Army knife, who could be offensive MVP every single year. He's blocking. He's running the ball. He's catching the ball out of the backfield. He's catching the ball out of the slot position. You can put him back there on a kickoff or a punt return if you need to boost your energy on the team, spark your energy on the team. He is literally a Swiss Army knife on that football field. But then you also have another Swiss Army knife for the New Orleans Saints. You have Taysom Hill, who we all know they love to move him around. He's playing quarterback. He's playing running back. He's playing fullback. He's playing tight end. He's playing receiver. He's all over. That's definitely somebody you always got to keep your eye on. And, and then they got Michael Thomas back, who we know a healthy Michael Thomas is catching 100+ balls a game. He's going for 1,500 yards receiving, 10, 11 touchdowns a season. That is the standard for New Orleans Saints offense. But not to be outdone by their offense, their defense is just as potent and is just as deadly, led by Malcolm Jenkins, one of the best safeties in the game. He might be a little older. Father Time is definitely knocking on his door as well, but he is very efficient at what he does. And I think that's going to be the matchup that I'm going to pay attention to. It's really going to me, it's going to be that defense, that Saints defense. What can you do against Tampa Bay Buccaneers' potent offense? You know the weapons that they got. And these weapons are starting to get better as time is progressing. One person I think we really need to pay attention to is Antonio Brown. He has scored a touchdown in, the last 5 or 6 consecutive games? He's starting to knock off that rust. So essentially, you have a number 1 receiver in Antonio Brown, a top 3 receiver when he is at 100%, and you have Mike Evans, who is a number 1 receiver in his own right. Then you still have the tight ends to talk about. You still have Gronkowski, who is always going to be a threat, and who is Tom Brady's safety net. He trusts him with his baby moms. So please believe he trusts you with Malcolm Jenkins covering him. He's going to throw that ball. He is going to throw that ball to Gronkowski if he needs to. You have a very solid backup in Leonard Fournette, who is stepping in place of Ronald Jones, man. Again, that's another young killer, and he has a chip on his shoulder. He has a lot to prove. Things did not go well for Leonard Fournette early on in his career, and now he is looking for Tampa Bay to be his resurgence, be his comeback team. But again, at the end of the day, it's all about these quarterbacks and what you expect these quarterbacks to do. I'm going to tell you, I'm expecting a very high-powered game. We're going to see this ball thrown around. That's what we want to see. We want to see these deep passes. We want to see these deep outs. We want to see Michael Thomas, Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, Alvin Kamara get the ball in their hands and do what they do best. And that's hit their head on the goalpost. It's a lot of good matchups to look at. Again, like I said, I'm looking at from a defensive mindset. I'm definitely looking at Malcolm Jenkins versus Malcolm Jenkins, versus Tom Brady. That is what I'm looking at. I want to look at that chess match, because as Tom Brady is yelling those adjustments, please believe Malcolm Jenkins has a great understanding of the game of football and a great understanding of the team that he is playing with. He's going to be able to make those same adjustments on the fly, just like a Tom Brady. So this is going to be a great matchup. Y'all let me know who y'all got. I'm telling you, man, this one is going to be a toss-up. I'm very interested. I'm leaning towards Tom Brady. I understand everything is stacked against him. But he knows how to win. And when you know how to win, that's the only thing that matters once you get to the playoffs. At this time, all that matters is you scoring one more point than the person you playing against. But y'all let me know who y'all got winning in the comment section, man. This is Temperature Check. I am your host as always, man. Mr. Check the Temperature. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget the apparel. And like always, we just getting started.